All broadcast stations and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air providing news and information to the public in assigned areas. This is WZVB-TV. We will continue to serve the Boston area. If you are not in this local area, you should tune to stations providing news and information for your local area. You are listening to the emergency alert system serving the Boston area. Do not use your telephone. The telephone line should be kept open for emergency use.
The following announcement has been given authorization for release at the request of myself, the United States government and National Weather Service. This is not a test. Repeating, this is not a test. Do not turn your television, as this information may contain vital for your safety. At 8:55 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, many thunderstorms have been reported by the phenomenon. This phenomenon can cause hyperweather disaster rapidly. I know, this is darkest day of American history. Many residents have been reported damaged by the hyperweather phenomenon. This phenomenon include, but are not limited to, hyper thunderstorm, giant tornado, hyper rain, giant-sized hailstorm, extreme hurricane, extreme heat, extreme supervolcano, mega tsunami, extreme wind, mega cold and extremely cold. Snowstorm. All residents in United States must proceed to underground shelter and bring in supplies such as food, water, clothing, medical supplies, and battery-powered radio for updates. The President and his representative has been moved to undisclosed areas and unable to speak at this moment and use text-to-speech by the primary entry point system using the National Weather Service's BMH system. All regular programming has been discontinued and authorized to switch into emergency programming operations. If you don't have an underground shelter, get into deep room and cover yourself. To receive an updates from the radio, tune to 132.9 FM or 55.6 AM for updates. This is not the end, but this catastrophic phenomenon is causing an damage. We will not fall, we will never give up. If you do not evacuate, you are putting your life in extreme danger. When evacuating, tie a white towel to your mailbox as the authority knows you evacuated the area. Emergency services may not be able to help you. Evacuate now. Repeating, evacuate now. Stay tuned to this station for updates.
This message was being sent out by the Governor of Canada. Event type is National Emergency. For all of Canada. The Prime Minister or his representative will shortly speak over the air shortly. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. This message was being sent out by the Governor of Canada. Event type is National Emergency. For all of Canada. The Prime Minister or his representative will shortly speak over the air shortly. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by.
This message has been sent to the broadcast at the request of Prime Minister and Canadian government. This is not a test. Repeating, this is not a test. At this time, pay close attention to this broadcast as it may contain vital information regarding national emergency. At 7:42 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, many weather phenomenon has been reported and causing major damage. This phenomenon can cause hyper-weather disaster. This phenomenon include, but are not limited to, mega thunderstorm, giant tornado, hyper rainfall, super hurricane, extreme wind, mega tsunami, mega snowstorm, extreme heat, extreme cold and super volcano. All residents in Canada must seek in their underground shelter and bring supplies such as food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a mobile device with charger battery, powered, hand crank or weather radio with extra batteries and charger. Do not go outside. If it is required to go outside, avoid metal textures. The Prime Minister and his representative is currently being moved to safe location and use Environment Canada and text-to-speech system. I know, this is darkest day. All programming has been also discontinued and authorized to switching to emergency programming. Evacuate now. If you do not evacuate, you are putting your life in extreme danger. When evacuating, tie a white towel to your mailbox in order to let authorities know that you have evacuated the area. To receive updates from radio, tune to 77, 3 AM, or 55.1 FM. Evacuate now. Repeating, evacuate now. Stay tuned to media outlets for further updates about this catastrophic event.
We have interrupted our regular programming due to the catastrophic disaster. Please stand by as we relay this message. Please stand by as we relay this message. This is a national emergency broadcast message transmitted at the request of the Home Office in cooperation with Her Majesty's government. A national emergency is ongoing. At 5:35 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, unknown phenomenon have been reported causing major damage. This phenomenon is causing hyper-weather disaster. The phenomenon can cause hyper-weather which it include, mega thunderstorm, massive tornado, giant hail, fire hurricane, extreme wind, mega rainfall, extreme heat, extreme cold and supervolcano. All citizens in United Kingdom and Ireland must evacuate to underground shelter and bring the following supplies such as food, water, clothing, medical supplies, mobile devices with charger and battery-powered radio. The following instructions are strongly required and will be vital for your survival. If you are unable to evacuate, cover yourself in big hole and keep the metal textures away from you. Do not leave the evacuation shelter for 14 or 21 days. This phenomenon is very dangerous and life-threatening situation. Emergency services are not able to help you. Do not rely on law enforcement. You are on your own. Evacuate now. If you do not evacuate, you are putting yourself in extreme danger. When evacuating, tie a white-colored towel to your door or mailbox in order to let authorities that know you have left the area. The Prime Minister and Queen is currently being moved to safe location and will speak on all radio stations tomorrow. To receive updates, tune to 33.9 AM or 45.1 FM for the radio. Stay tuned for further updates about this disaster.
a national emergency warning. The current threat level is very urgent. This means urgent information is taking place and protection action should be taken. As of now, the phenomenon also known as hyper-weather disaster is causing major damage. This phenomenon is currently attacking residents in Australia. This phenomenon include fire hurricane, giant tornado, hyper rainfall, super thunderstorm, extreme colder, extreme heat, super volcano, and heavy snowstorm. All residents in Australia must seek a place of safety and bring the following supplies such as food, water, clothing, medical supplies, blanket, mobile device with charger, and battery-powered radio. The Prime Minister and his representative have been moved to safe location and will speak on all stations tomorrow. If you do not have a place of safety or evacuation shelter, cover yourself into big hole. If you do not evacuate, you are in extreme danger. Evacuate now. When evacuating, tie a white towel to your doors or mailbox in order to let authorities know that you have evacuated the area. The emergency services are not able to help you. Do not rely on law enforcement. You are on your own. Do not go outside. If required to go outside, avoid from metal textures by getting strikes by the thunder. All regular programming has been discontinued and confirmed to switch into emergency programming. To receive updates from the radio, tune to 75.9 AM or 117.3 FM. Stay tuned to this local channel for further updates.
Für unsere Kultur. Als langjähriger verlässlicher Partner großer Theater, Museen und Kulturveranstaltungen. Für den Sport. Als größter und nachhaltiger Unterstützer des österreichischen Spitzen- und Breitensports. Für unsere Mitmenschen. Als Förderer und Mitinitiator zahlreicher Organisationen und Projekte zur Förderung der Inklusion, Integration und Vielfalt in der Gesellschaft. Casinos Austria und österreichische Lotterien.
Dies ist eine nationale Notrufmeldung der österreichischen Regierung. Viele Wetterkatastrophen haben stattgefunden. Die folgenden Wettertypen sind Hurrikan, extremer Wind, extremer Niederschlag, extreme Hitze, extreme Kälte, Supergewitter, massiver Tornado und Supervulkan. Alle Bürgerinnen und Bürger in Österreich müssen unverzüglich in den unterirdischen Evakuierungsbereich evakuiert werden. Sie sollten die Vorräte wie Lebensmittel, Wasser, Kleidung, medizinische Versorgung und ein batteriebetriebenes oder Handkurbelradio mitbringen. Wenn Sie fertig sind, binden Sie ein weißes Handtuch an Ihre Tür oder Ihren Briefkasten, um die Behörden wissen zu lassen, dass Sie das Gebiet evakuiert haben. Achten Sie darauf, sich vor Blitzeinschlägen zu schützen. Wenn Sie keinen Evakuierungsbereich haben, gehen Sie in den Tunnel mit großen Löchern. Bleiben Sie dran für weitere Informationen.
This is a national emergency message being issued by the Austrian government. Many weather disasters have been taking place. The following weather types are fire hurricane, extreme wind, extreme rainfall, extreme heat, extreme cold, super thunderstorm, massive tornado, and super volcano. All citizens in Austria must evacuate to underground evacuation area immediately. You should bring the supplies, such as food, water, clothing, medical supplies, and battery-powered or hand-crank radio. Once you have done, tie a white towel to your doors or mailbox in order to let authorities know that you have evacuated the area. Make sure to protect yourself from getting struck by lightning. If you do not have evacuation area, get into Big Hole Tunnel. Stay tuned for more information. This is a National Information Center statement transmitted at the request of United States government. Please stand by for a designated message. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. A message from the President or his representative will be relayed shortly. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. This is an urgent message being transmitted at the request of the United States government. Many reports of weather phenomenon have occurring across the planet Earth, including Australia, Canada, Austria, and much more. These phenomenons include fire hurricane, hyper thunderstorm, giant tornado, big hailstorm, extremely cold and heat, and heavy rainfall. All residents in United States and alongside the world must proceed to underground shelter. There's no much time to gather supplies. If you are outside, get into Big Hole Tunnel. The local authorities are not able to help you during the weather phenomenon event. Do not drive to somewhere. If your destination haven't arrived, go to nearest building. Do not panic, as the panicking will only make situation worse. If the situation starts to get worse, the United Nations may declare a global state of emergency. All regular programming has been discontinued for the time being. Do not go outside. If must to go outside, avoid from the metal textures. If you do not evacuate, you are putting yourself in extreme danger. When evacuating, tie a white towel to your doors or mailbox in order to let authorities know that you have left the area. The President and his representative have been moved to safe location and will speak on all stations tomorrow. If you have been struck by lightning, you are lost. The National Weather Service is attempting to stop these weather phenomenon. However, 17.3 million residents have been struck by lightning and died. This message may be retransmitted in next minutes. All regular programming has been authorized to switch into emergency programming. Stay tuned for media outlets about this dangerous situation.
This is now Weather Radio KECA Atlanta. The current time is 4:36 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The following message is transmitted at the request of Georgia Emergency Management. Many reports of weather phenomenon is taking place. These phenomenons are attacking the residents in Georgia. At this time, all residents in Georgia must seek an underground shelter and unplug all electronic devices from getting struck by the lightning. Gather supplies such as food, water, clothing, medical supplies, and battery-powered or hand-crank radio. If you don't have shelter, go to a basement or big hole tunnel. If you do not evacuate, you are putting your life in extreme danger. When evacuating, tie a white towel to your doors or mailbox in order to let authorities know that you have left the area. A curfew has been declared from 2 p.m. and until 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. To get further information, please stay tuned to local media outlets for further information. The following message is transmitted at the request of Georgia Emergency Management. Many reports of weather phenomenon is taking place. These phenomenons are attacking the residents in Georgia. At this time, all residents in Georgia must seek the underground. This is an emergency action notification requested by the White House. All EAS participants will follow activation procedures in the EAS operating handbook for a national level emergency. The President of the United States or his representative will shortly deliver a message over the emergency alert system. Please stand by.
Please stand by. The President of the United States, or his designated representative, will be speaking on all stations shortly. Please stand by.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. This is a national emergency. All regular programming has been suspended at the request of the White House. At 5:22 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, many reports of weather phenomenon is currently taking place. This phenomenon is attacking the residents in United States. The President and his representative has been moved to safe location and used text-to-speech voice message by the primary entry point system using the National Weather Service's BMH system. Pay attention to this message as it contains vital for your life. This phenomenon is hyperweather disaster, which it include hurricane, megatornado, megatsunami, heavy rainfall, and much more. All residents in United States must seek nearest underground shelter immediately and gather supplies such as food, water, clothing, medical supplies, blanket, charger, and battery-powered hand crank or weather radio with extra batteries. The reports of weather phenomenon is currently occurring through the planet Earth, which it include Australia, Canada, United Kingdom, Austria, and much more. If you do not evacuate, you are putting your life in extreme danger. When evacuating, tie a white towel to your doors or mailbox in order to let authorities know that you have left the area. A national curfew is in effect until further notice during the current situation. Do not go outside. If it required to go outside, keep away your metal materials from getting struck by lightning. If the situation worsens, a global state of emergency will likely be declared. Stay tuned for media outlets for further information.
Center transmitted by the White House. Please stand by.
This is a global advisory alert being transmitted at the request of the United States Geological Survey and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. At 9:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time, the United States Geological Survey and NASA has detected two active supervolcanoes, and it may erupt in the next 24 hours. Those two supervolcanoes may cause a global catastrophic event. Due to this event, do not panic. Panicking will only make the situation worse. These supervolcanoes include Yellowstone Caldera and Lake Toba. All residents of Yellowstone and Toba must exit now. The President and his representative have been sent to undisclosed location. Remember, when the supervolcanoes erupt, the ashfall will occur. If you do not evacuate, you will face certain death. When evacuating, tie a white towel to your doors or mailbox in order to let local authorities know that you have left the area. Emergency services are not able to help you during the supervolcanoes event. If you do not have shelter, move to basement or bathroom. Stay tuned for more information.
A primary entry point system has issued a National Information Center for the following counties, United States, effective until further notice. Message from EasyCap. This is a global advisory alert being transmitted at the request of the United States Geological Survey and NASA. A few hours ago, NASA and United States Geological Survey has detected two active supervolcanoes and it may erupt in next 24 hours. Before the supervolcanoes erupt, all residents in the United States and alongside well must seek a fallout or underground shelter immediately. Gather supplies such as food, water, clothing, medical supplies, and battery-powered or hand-crank radio. If you do not evacuate before the supervolcanoes erupt, you will face certain death. When evacuating, tie a white towel to your doors or mailbox in order to let local authorities know that you have left the area. A global emergency alert may be issued in next 24 hours. The President and his representative has been moved to undisclosed location and will speak on all radio and television stations during the global emergency alert. Stay tuned to more information about the situation. May God bless us all.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government, as well as Federal Emergency Management Agency and Civil Authority. At 9:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, two active supervolcanoes will erupt in the next 12 hours. The national curfew has been declared from 6 p.m. and until further notice. All residents in the United States and alongside the world must seek an nearest underground shelter immediately. You must stay at home before the supervolcanoes erupt. If you wish to shelter in place on home, get the closet or basement and close all windows and doors. Gather supplies such as food, water, clothing, medical supplies, important documents such as ID and money, toiletries, cell phones, phone chargers, pillows, and blankets, and battery-powered, hand crank or with a radio with extra batteries for further updates. If you do not evacuate, you are putting your life in extreme danger before the supervolcanoes erupt. When evacuating, tie a white color towel to your mailbox or doors in order to let local authorities know that you have left the area. Do not tie a white towel to your mailbox if the assignment is needed. Remember, when the volcanoes or supervolcanoes erupt, the ashfall cloud will rise. The United Nations have set it up new global emergency station and will relay a global emergency alert in the next 12 hours. The President and his representative of the President may not be available to relay a message during the global emergency alert. Stay tuned to local media outlets for further information.
Good evening. This is the United Nations emergency radio serving the Los Angeles, California area. At this time, please listen to this news. There's 11 hours left till the supervolcanoes erupt. Yeah, all residents in United States and alongside the world must not to panic, as the panicking will only make situation worse. You are strongly advised to stay in home until further notice. If you do not stay in home, you are putting yourself in extreme danger. The riots have been appeared during the national curfew and martial law has been declared. Remember, when the supervolcanoes erupt, the ashfall will rise. The president has declared a national martial law due to the riots. Stay tuned for more information.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Department of Homeland Security and Federal Emergency Management Agency. At 11:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, riots have appeared due to the national curfew. The President has declared a national martial law due to riots. At this time, residents who are outside must quickly return to home. The local authorities are not able to help those residents who are outside. If you do not evacuate, you will face immediate arrest. The national curfew and martial law has been declared until the all-clear message has been sent out. Gather food, water, clothing, medical supplies, cell phones, phone charger, toiletries, important documents such as ID and money, pillows and blankets, and battery-powered, hand crank, or weather radio with extra batteries and charger. If you wish to shelter in place, get to basement or closet. Make sure to lock all windows and doors, and turn off all lights. Do not make loud noise. Make very quiet noise as possible. The 911 telephone is in outage during the riots. If you have an emergency, call 1-380-927-362 instead. Repeating, if you have an emergency, call 1-380-927-362 instead. Stay tuned for media outlets for further information. Representative of the President will be speaking on all stations shortly.
This message was broadcasted by our nation due to the global catastrophic event. This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. At 4:50 a.m. Central Daylight Time, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration and United States Geological Survey has detected multiple active supervolcanoes that include Lake Toba, Yellowstone Caldera, Lake Taupo, La Garita Caldera, La Picana, Long Valley, Cerro, Guaca, Galen, Mount Tambora, Taupo Volcano, Era Caldera, and Phlegrean Fields. Also, mega tsunamis and shatterquakes have been detected by the National Weather Service and United States Geological Survey. But humanity will not survive this catastrophic event. There are 8 hours until the end of the world. This is global doomsday event. At this time, go into panic mode. The hyperweather phenomenon is back due to this. Once the supervolcanoes erupt, the following phenomenons will occur: acid rainfall, ash storm, and the sun will be blocked forever. If you wish to avoid this event, commit suicide. To commit suicide, slice across your throat and quick death will come. Stay tuned for further information. May God save us all.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government in conjunction with National Aeronautics and Space Administration and United States Geological Survey. This is not a test. Repeating, this is not a test. At this time, a global emergency is taking place. At 10:33 a.m. Central Daylight Time, the Every supervolcanoes are expected to erupt in the next 4 hours. There is nothing that can stop this event. Also, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration has detected mega tsunamis that is expected to happen in the next 4 hours. Once the Every supervolcanoes erupt, the Earth will explode by high chance, but unfortunately, the Earth is confirmed to explode. The President of the United States, or his representative, will be speaking on all stations shortly. Please stand by.